that are going to help you get upside down in a manner of different ways. So really, no matter where you're at with your practice, even if you're just coming back, or even if you've been doing this for a very long time, this will still be useful for you. Okay, that's it. Child's pose. Knees out wide, toes together, fingertips to the top of the mat. I'm pretty sure it's not one of my classes. Oh my gosh, Philomena. I'm guessing that you're a yes for assists today, as your 4 flip chips indicate. All right, with that being said, everybody on your exhale, press your sits bones down and back to the far side of your mat. And on your next breath in, reach your fingertips up as long as they can go. Take the time to cultivate length in your spine here, as well as length in your breath. Start deepening your inhales and expanding your exhales. You're creating space in your body for this practice, and even space in your mind for this practice. So get it all set and present to go right here. On your next inhale, tuck your toes under, come up to downward facing dog. Now, take the movements that you need to. On an inhale, bend your right knee. On an exhale, bend your left knee. On this next one, inhale, come up high on your tippy toes and drop your heels over to the left side of your mat. This is going to get a big stretch in your right side body. Let's breathe into it. With each inhale, look to create a little bit more space here. One final time, take a breath in and out. Before we inhale, bring those heels back up and let's drop them over to the right side now. Left side body stretch. Melt your left pinky finger down into the mat so that you can continue this line of stretch all up the side of your body. On your next inhale, heels up to center, and we'll walk our feet to our hands. Halfway lift at the top of your mat, long flat spine, ragdoll. Set your feet up. This is the moment to create the foundation that you're going to use throughout the rest of your practice. So all 4 corners of your feet press down into the mat. Pick all of your toes up, spread them out wide, and now actively press the ball mount, so the knuckle of your big toe into the mat. Actively press your heels into the mat. And now my favorite cue of them all, hug your inner ankles back and outer shins in. Yes, Mike, I see that happening. From here, you've got so much strength in your legs. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. We get to take extended mountain. Exhale your hands down to heart center. Set your intention for class this morning. Create it as an I am statement. And you get to fill in the blank here. I am creative. I am strong. I'm a leader. Now we'll ohm that into place 3 ohms. Take your breath in. Inhale, reach up, fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, take your time on the exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Think about it like articulating your breath. Take an inhale, pause at the top, blow the air out. Wait for the bottom. Inhale it again. Pause. Exhale on pause, feet to hands. Halfway lift, in. Fold out. Extended mountain, weight at the top. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. In. Let it go. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Breathe in. Bend your knees and on empty, step or hop. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Press through your heels. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Yes, 3 breaths here now. On each exhale, set your sits bones up and backwards, creating this long spine. One more breath. Let it go. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain all the way up and back. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Front ribs hug in here through up dog and into downward facing dog. Yes. Now breathe. Create the pose so that the foundation of the pose is actually informing the rest of your body. Try it on like this. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Press through your heels. Fold. Extended mountain. Big toes down into the mat. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Hug in through your inner ankles. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Yes. Create new space in your body here. Space so that you can actually take a little bit of weight off of your hands. It's going to give you the opportunity to create this long, flat pose. One more time. Breathe in and out. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Hug in through your legs. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. Eyes up to the ceiling. Hands to the mat. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior one. Lunge low. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Through and into downward facing dog. Left. Do we have one more warrior one? Okay, good stuff. You're good, Sarah. All right. Okay, nice. Now, what do we have? Let's say one more breath here in down dog, okay? One more time. Let it go. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair. Breathing in the whole way. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. You guys are killing it with the breath. Up dog, nice and loud. Downward facing dog. Right side, warrior one. Press through your toes. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Letting your arms rotate in as they go up. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. All right, we're going to move into our last Sunday. So this is it. If you need any size or to reset your intention, this is the moment to do it. One more time, breathe in. Let all that air go, feet to hands. Halfway lift. fold. Last chance, chair pose, as low as you can go, fold. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Flow with your breath. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, right side, warrior one. Stepping confidently up through your hands, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, left side, warrior one. Once more, lifting as tall as you can get, chaturanga. Upward facing dog into downward facing dog. All right, yogis, let's go right leg up into the air. Bend your top knee, open up your hip, go for the stretch. The one where you're getting all of it out of your side body. And now, flip dog. Look for the expanse across your chest. So that's it. One hand back, leaning out through the side. You're going to look for expansion all across your shoulder blades and letting your shoulders come together in the back. You got this. Last breath here. All right, flip it over. We're going to take it to side plank or any other variation that might work for you here. Look over those top fingers. And now as high as you can go, lift towards the ceiling. You have this, Jill. One more breath in. Chaturanga, exhale. Up dog. Through to downward facing dog. Left leg, all the way up and all the way back. Now, press your heel in this pose towards the back of your mat, almost like there's a hand there. And let me tell you, this is going to create the length from your fingertips to your heels. It's actually the length that you're looking for in all of these poses. Bend your top knee, open up your hip, flip dog. Keep the breath moving. You guys are doing a great job with it already this morning. Don't let it die here in this pose. Yes, just like that. Good job. One more breath. And then you get to bring it back over. High plank and into side plank. Left hand down, right hand up. For this one, hug your front ribs into center. And I know that one's really hard here. Yes, you've got it. Don't worry. Last breath. Hands to the mat. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take your sigh if you'd like one. We're going to bring it right side crescent lunge. Oh, I've been doing slides with these, and I feel like we should do them anyways this morning. So for Tara and Minnie at home, you're going to need something a little bit of soft that can slide on the floor. For my yogis in studio, don't worry, you can stay in this crescent lunge for another breath or two. I'm coming around with some hand towels. They're going to help you out in just a moment. I'm going to have so much laundry to do. One for you and you. We only need 3 more. All right, so your back foot is going to be off the side of your mat and onto these little hand towels. Caitlin, Gracie, Chuck. Very impressed with myself right now. Oh, sorry, Mike. All right. So your right foot, right, is on the mat and your left foot is the one on the towel. Off the side of your mat. Now, this is going to be about drishti, and we're going for control here. On your exhale, we're going to slide this foot up and into your chest. On the inhale, sit it down and slide back. Slow. 2 more times. Inhale, slide it up. Exhale, slide it back. 1 more time. Exhale, press back. Now you don't have to move this foot off. Bring your hands to heart center, twist to the right. And I know you're going to go, but Ruby, my whole back foot is sliding. This is actually going to teach you more about your core. So what you're going to realize here is to keep the balance of the pose, your belly has to hug in and your back leg has to remain super active, lifting this left hip up towards the ceiling. That's it. 1 more breath here. And on your inhale, we'll rise up, take crescent lunge. Warrior 2, back on the mat. All right, no funny business here. Coming low into warrior two. Extended side angle. Right hand down, left hand to the ceiling. See if you can't bring a little bit more depth into this front knee. Now get the line of connection from your back foot all the way up into your fingertips. Take a breath in. Exhale. One more time. In. Exhale, chaturanga. Move through up dog. Into down dog. And now we're going to go for the slides on the left side. So back foot onto your little slidey item. Left foot up on the mat. Slow and controlled. Get your drishti set. We're going for 3 of these guys. So on your next inhale, slide the foot up and into your chest. Exhale, put the foot down and slide it back. Inhale all the way up. Good job. Exhale, slide it back. You've only got one more. Inhale, slide it up. Exhale, foot back. Bring your hands to heart center. We're going to twist towards the left side now. Hands open or closed. Breath is still sustaining this pose. Let your left hip lift up towards the ceiling. Yeah, that's a good adjustment there, Angela. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Go for depth in the pose and twist one more time. On your next inhale, rise up, take crescent lunge. Warrior two. Set your pose up so that you've got length in the foundation. From your back heel all the way to your front heel. Get as long as you can. Now take extended side angle. Half binds and full binds are always available to you. But no matter what your pose looks like this morning, go for the edge for yourself and your body today. 2 more breaths. Sticking low. Last one. Hands to the ground. Chaturanga. Up dog. Through to down dog. Take a breath in. Exhale. Feet to hands. Half lift. Fold. Chair. Hands to heart center. Twist to the right. 3 breaths here. Eyes open. Drishti set. 2 more breaths. Last one. And on your next inhale, rise up. Take chair pose. Fold. Feet out wide. Pointer fingers around your toes. Let your head hang down. Find a little bit of space here. Actively connect your heels down to the mat so that you can let your tailbone press backwards and then the rest of your body fold forwards. Chair round 2. Ready, set, hands to heart center, twist to the left. Now, as loud as you can go with the breath here. Note that it's not just for yourself, but it's also for the yogis practicing next to you, whether that means they're at home or here in the studio. You're creating communal breath and communal movement. On your next inhale, we're going to rise up, take chair pose, fold. Feet out wide on the mat, palms under your toes. Let your head hang down. Create some new space for yourself. All of the folding. On your exhales, all of the air out so that you can fold down as low as you can go. That might mean 1 more centimeter or 1 more inch, but see what you can get out of this pose. Like you're wringing the full excellence of it, the full experience of it in this next breath. All right, yogis, chair. I know we've already done this twice. Don't worry. We're going somewhere with it. I promise. So chair pose. Sit 3 inches lower. Sit 4 inches lower. Sit all the way onto the mat. We're coming to crow pose on our back. So crow on your back looks like almost like boat pose, but keep your big toes together and then put your elbows on the insides of your knees. So what you want is this hugging action. Your knees are hugging in while your elbows hug out, just like that. Breathe. We're going to do 2 breaths here. Feel your belly button pulling back. 1 more time. All right. Roll onto your spine. Eagle on the right side. Right arm wraps under and right leg wraps over. Core is going to be super active through all of these poses. Belly button pulling down. Now, most of you guys are regular enough in this class, you know, top knee presses down, bottom knee hugs up to create that core action. On your next inhale, hands overhead, legs out long, switch sides. Left arm under, left leg over. Even here on your spine, use your breath. Really, what equanimity has to give to you on the mat is learning how your breath connects into your core. So explore that in these next few poses. On your inhale, right arm under, right leg over, second set. These poses are about balance, and that means more than your physical balance. It's about effort and ease. That's it. Try hands at your shoulders, maybe. Okay, good stuff. Yeah, just like that. Okay, good stuff. Next one, switch sides. Last set, right? This is the last left side. Over, left arm under. Yes. Feet active here. Now press down. You can press against my leg here, foot flexed. Hug down through this top knee. That's it, as hard as you can go. You're not going to press me over. 2 more breaths here, guys. Belly pulling down. Last one, you have this. On your inhale, come out. Your legs can go long on the mat if you'd like. I always like a break between these poses. We're going to go for standing leg raise on the right side, which is actually, I guess, laying leg raise on the right side. You can use a strap or your hand towel, which we've just used for some slides here on the mat. But whatever it is, we're going to lasso your right foot. That's it. Now, what's going to remain important here is your hug into center line and both of your hips sitting level on the mat. So Suzette, you're just going to hug in against my ankle. Now, you can stay here or use your belly muscles to let your leg come out towards the right, keeping both sides of your pelvis neutral on the mat. Good job. Hug into center line through that bottom foot too. Here it is, last breath. Inhale, take the leg up. And now we're actually going to bring your strap into your left hand and let your leg fall over the left side of your body. There we go. We're looking for the outer hip stretch from your heel all the way down to the outside of your hip. If you're not quite getting that, you might need to straighten out your knee a little bit more and press your heel a little further up towards your face. On your next breath in, we'll come back out to center and switch sides. So on this one, lasso your left leg. Right leg stays long on the mat. That's it, Jill. Hug in. Using all of those belly muscles, front ribs hug to center and let your leg drop out towards the left. That's it. Only so far as you can keep both sides of your hips on the mat. Yes, good adjustments there. 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out before you bring it back up and drop it towards the opposite side. Long stretch in the outside of your leg. Breathe, especially if this pose is giving you lots of feedback, which usually it does do. Flex your raised foot. Bring it back into center. All right, yogis, knees into your chest. We're going to rock head to toe 3 times. all the way forwards and all the way backwards. On this last set of rocking, you'll come on to all fours. Airplane. Airplane and this on your mat means right leg out or left leg out, right hand out. Whatever it is, opposite sides. Now you're looking to maintain length here while also creating a hug in towards center line. So that's it, Mike. You're going to hug into my hand. Yes, pressing against it. Front ribs are going to hug in. Now, lift through your belly button so that you're hugging up into your low back, letting it flatten out. One more breath. Switch sides. Opposite leg, opposite hand, reaching all the way to the front of your mat. That's it. Now for Caitlin, you're going to hug in against my leg. That's it. Creating all of this good space, all of the hug. One more breath. Feet and hands down. Right side half moon. So right hand down or right forearm down onto the mat, right knee down, left hand in the air and left leg in the air. Alternatively, if you're like, okay, I feel pretty good now in this pose, you can try for candy cane here. Grabbing your top ankle. Yes. You might need a strap here. It's a little bit different from when you do it standing. Just take a second to learn about the pose, seeing what's new for you here. Last breath in and switch sides, both legs down. All right. Left side, half moon. Candy cane is always an option here. Just like if you were standing, lift your top ankle 2 more inches. You should feel the side of your body and the side of your hip working to get all of this good height here. Last breath, knees down. Let's come into downward facing dog on your next breath in. Creating a nice long spine here. Right side triangle. Right foot to the top of your mat. Left hand is going to reach up into the air. Look for length in your side body. So from your hips all the way up into your shoulders, we're going to go for length. Keep your big toe pressed down into the mat and your front knee soft. On your next breath in, we'll rise to stand and take side facing, wide-legged forward fold. Let's walk our fingertips out in front of us for this first fold today. Go for nice long hands and then breathe into the back of your ribs. We're looking for space between each and every one of them, creating an elongated spine. On your next breath, walk your hands back in towards your feet. And then we'll walk your hands over towards the front of the mat. Let's take a half split or lizard lunge variation today. So you get to choose half split, full splits, or your lizard lunge alternatives. Loving all the lizard lunges today and the splits. You guys are doing a great job. Now, for my lizard lunges, who are already nice and low on the mat here, let's add the twist to it. So splits, you can choose to do a half split twist as well. But for my lizard lunges, hands onto your right thigh. Note, we're using our Barbie C-shaped hand or a Lego hand and rotating the muscle out. We're not pressing against our knee, but we're focusing on muscle rotation. And then look to the back of your mat. Take 2 more breaths here. On each exhale, get a little bit more twist. Just see what's available for you. Last breath, half splits, flex your foot, and we'll move back to down dog. From downward facing dog, let's take left side triangle. So what's really fun in the setup of the pose is creating these two alternate uses in your front leg. So when you're paying attention to the feeling of this pose, what you'll notice is as you drive your big toe down into the mat, there's almost this feeling of your calf wrapping in towards your big toe. However, opposingly, we're going to soften our knee so that your upper thigh has the opportunity to wrap back towards your hip. Here, Philomena, can I have this front hand real quick? So if you want to create all of this length, lean all the way out towards this side here. Now keep your upper body in the same position. We're going to drop your hand down to your shin or down to a thigh. That's it. And breathe here. Creating new space on your next inhale. Rise up all the way to standing, and we're taking side facing wide-legged forward fold. Now, fold all the way down and walk your hands out in front of you. For this side, we're going to lift up our left heel and bring our right hand over to this left foot. Get a pretty good solid hold here. And then as you drop your heel, you'll have the opportunity to twist a little bit deeper on this side. Looking for some new space and some new twisty options. That's it. Let's even out. So hands back over to center. And then left hand is going to walk over to your right ankle. Lift the heel up, wrapping your hands around your leg, and then drop the heel down. Yes, just like that. A little extra space of walking your right fingertips in front of you can create just a smidge more. All right. Hands back into center. Walk them to the front of your mat. Half splits or lizard lunges. Now, everybody's going to make sure that their feet are fully engaged. That means for my half splits, pulling your pinky toes back towards your face. And for the lizard lunges, still getting this press in the four corners of your feet down into the mat. Take the rotation or the twist in whichever pose you've chosen. For my half splits, the rotation can actually look like this. So we've got left leg out in front. Bring your right hand over to the side of your thigh and then twist out to the side of the pose. It's just a little mini twist here, but see what good stuff you can get out of it. 2 more breaths to twist. 1 more breath to twist and move out of the pose. We'll move through upward facing dog into downward facing dog. And from down dog right out into your high plank. Letting your shoulders engage right over your wrists. Lower onto the mat. Locust pose, hands out wide. Feet hug in, ready, set, press down. Lift up, inhale, locust pose. Creating space across your upper chest and upper back. 1 more breath in. On your exhale, release onto the mat. Knees side to side. Take floor bow. Half floor bow or full floor bow, it does not matter to me. We will be doing 2 sets of this. So on your marks, get set, yogi go, press your shins back, floor bow. Keep your feet engaged so that they're lifting up towards the ceiling, letting your pinky toes come back and out. That's it. 1 more breath and down. All right, you can knock your knees from right to left. Do what you need to in order to reset your body for the next side. Second set, let's go. Hands by the outer ankles. Feet flexed, press back, lift up, inhale, floor bow, round 2. Let your breath expand the pose. Your breath here, the inhales are the space for new space in your body. No more crunching. and down. Tick-tock your knees. Hands by your low ribs. And we'll inhale into up dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Bring both of your knees down onto the mat. We're going to take a camel variation today. Let's do a half camel. It's been a little while since I've gotten to call one of those in class, so here's what it looks like. We'll start with the right leg forwards. Now you can continue to brace yourself and engage your hand on this leg. What you'll want to make sure that you're doing is not leaning forwards into the pose or leaning backwards. We're looking for this straight upside down angle. And then with your left hand, start at a cactus arm. And just like we would in a normal camel, lift the center of your chest straight up towards the ceiling. You might have a little bit more opportunity for back bend, even while engaging your lower core, looking for opening across your chest. Belly is engaged. On your next inhale, we'll roll up, and then we get to switch sides. So right knee comes down as the support, left knee comes out. So if you're like, okay, we got half camel and that felt pretty good, lift up through this next side. And if you really wanted to, there's an engagement where you can hold the front of your leg and lift back just a little smidge more. Keep your drishti strong throughout the pose. Breath strong throughout the pose. One more breath. On your next inhale, we're going to roll all the way up and into bridge pose. Let's press down, lift up, and take bridge. So whatever it is, shoulders engaged underneath of you, both feet engaged on the mat. Now, keeping your feet where they are, hug your right knee up into your chest. And now lift this right leg straight up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, bring your hips down to the mat. And on your inhale, lift your hips back up into bridge pose. We're going for 5 reps. So down on the inhale, exhale, bring them up. Down and up. Down and up. Last one, down and up. All right, foot onto the mat, hips down, drop your knees from right to left if you'd like. Set it up and we'll go for second set. So bridge pose, just like you would usually come into it. Feet still wide, both hips up into the air. Left leg is now going to reach up. Exhale, lower your hips down. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. 2 more. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Last one. Exhale. Inhale. And your feet down. Drop your knees from right to left if you'd like. All right. Yogis, you've got one more pose option. You can choose bridge or wheel for yourself. But whatever it is, you have the space and the opportunity. We're going to take that in 3, 2, 1. Press down, lift up, inhale, bridge or wheel. 3, 2, 1. Tuck your chin and come back down. Take Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together with one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Happy baby with your feet out wide, hands out wide. Bring both of your heels up into the air. And you know I love my little baby crunches. So we're going to reach our fingertips up towards our toes. On your exhale, lift up. Here we go for 10, 9, breathe, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shins to parallel with the mat, hands pressed against your knees. So we're creating this little hug, knees pressed against hands. On your exhale, extend your right hand and right leg. Keep the press in your left hand. Inhale, bring them back up. Exhale, left hand, left leg. Inhale up. Exhale, let's go. You've got this. Keep breathing and switching sides. 4, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees into your chest and rock head to toe 3 times. All the way forwards, all the way backwards. We're going to end in boat pose. Just one. So here it is. Feet flexed, hands out wide. Breathe. You have this. We're going to go for 10, 9. Find some ease. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rock head to toe. We get to go to right side half pigeon. As you breathe, look to soften the edges of this pose with each exhale. So when you observe your body and you find spaces where there's tension, where there's sensation and feedback, place your inner drishti, so your inner attention, on this area. Then with your breaths out, let it go. Let the tension dissolve. The stickiness in that area becoming liquid. And easy. There's this thing that happens in the poses. In Sanskrit, we call it vinyasa, or the flow of the practice. Let it happen here. Finding ways to balance sthira, effort, and sukha, ease. Bring your attention back to your physical body when it wanders. Stay rooted in the reality of your body as it is here in this pose. You're allowed to make observations. Hey, there is tension in this area. My hip feels tight today. But look to stay away from the judgments of those observations. Staying present means not indulging in the stories that your mind wants to tell you about something, but instead choosing to see what is. All right. Now, this is the tricky part. You're going to stay present to your breath, to the physical sensations as you switch sides. It can be as easy as paying attention to your pointer finger pressing into the mat as you move into left side half pigeon. Get settled in your breath. I feel like one of my new favorite catchphrases in class is the breath is what sustains the pose. That's because there is a level of truth to that. But check into your breath in the way that it nourishes your body. It creates the opportunity for this experience today. Feel your inhales. In all the places where it lends fire to the pose. Notice the serenity of your exhales. The way that it lets you calm and settle. On your next breath, weight into your left hip and swing your right leg around. We're going to come into a quick tabletop. So fingertips facing your heels, hips lift up, head drops back. Just create a little bit of space across the front of your body. You're going to need it for the next pose. Bring your hips onto the mat. We're going to take fish. And for my yogis in studio who only have a full width block and would like a half width one, just let me know and I can come around. I think the half width blocks, by the way, are just absolutely superior in this pose. They nestle in between your shoulder blades instead of like making your shoulder blades sit on top of them. I was going to say, I think that's a lot of opening. For my yogis using a block, bring your arms out to a T and let your palms flip up. Try on Supta Baddha Konasana legs. If you've never done that here, Philomena, great idea. Wherever you're at, let your breathing become steady. Close your eyes. I want you to take the opportunity to really be in your body here. Noticing the physical sensations of it. Bring pranayama to the practice. Let your inhales flow straight into your exhales with no pauses. Let this breath be easy, innate, natural. Your mind will tell you in a pose like fish that you need to escape. It's a deeply vulnerable pose. It's opening across your chest, right? That's the obvious piece. Some people will tell you that it's opening your heart chakra. Exposing nerves, exposing your heart. But the thing is, you are safe on this mat and in this room right here. So as much as your mind might tell you, we've got to get out, see if the steadiness of your breath can help you stay for just one more breath. Now I'm going to have you bring your left hand underneath of your neck and the base of your head. It's going to help support you as you roll off onto the right side of your body. Making sure that your head and your neck are supported the whole way over. We're actually going to come specifically into waterfall today. So bring a block underneath of your hips with both of your heels facing straight up towards the ceiling. This is one of my favorite restorative poses. In case you guys ever joined Debbie Rill on a Sunday who teaches restorative, this pose can further be aided by your legs up against a wall, potentially with a little sandbag on top of them. And I know that weight, you might go, but what if I drop that on my face? I promise you, I've never seen anybody actually drop the weight on their face. But what it does do is provide a little extra space for opening. See if you can let this pose be. There's a simpleness in some of these poses, just staying for the experience of it. On your next breath, we're going to bend our knees and bring them back down to the floor. Remove your blocks out from underneath of you. Hug your right knee into your chest and let your left leg go long. We're going to take supine twist this way. So your right knee will now switch over to the left side of your body, even as your leg stays long here. This section of our sequence is called deep rest. Let your body and your mind find that by looking for a little stillness. Hug your knee up into center. And then we're going to switch sides with your left leg up and your right leg long. Go for the twist. This twist can always be aided by a block underneath of your knee. Hug your knees up into your chest, both of them this time. Shavasana. Let your legs and arms go long with your eyes closed. Yes, for my yogis in the studio, your cold eye towels are by the upper right-hand corner of your mat. You're welcome to use them. Let each breath help your body settle down into your mat. Let your body surrender itself. Coming to a place where you're fully supported by the ground underneath of you. Deepen your breath. Bring movement back to your body, starting at your fingers and ending in your toes. When you're ready for it, interlace your hands and inhale them all the way up above your head, getting a full body yawn going here. Exhale and hug your knees into your chest. Rock on to your right side, forehead on the mat or forehead on the floor. Make your way up into a seated position. Inhale your fingertips up towards the ceiling, creating this long spine. Exhale your hands to heart center. Set your intention for the rest of your day. This sprinkle that you're going to bring into all of your actions and all of your words. Om it into place with one Om. Take your breath in. Inhale and exhale. Thumb knuckles up to forehead center. Together we bow our heads and we say, Namaste. Thanks, yogis. Good to see you.